America. They might put him there.
Maybe it's to show that maybe I mean this is an indictment on the Chinese that they weren't able to even protect one of their assets. Inevitable.
No way. Not even close.
It's not looking
Nice
good.
try.
It's not looking good for you boys, bro. It's all about the
Gold
red, white, and
Ridge,
No,
blue.
baby.
we are fine.
Golden Ridge, baby.
Myron, what does this say about the Chinese? They're looking a bit weak, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, they said that apparently there were Chinese there the night before or the day before, something like that. So, but
Yeah,
here's the thing, bro.
Yeah,
The Chinese
hours
are all over
ahead.
the Caribbean
yeah,
and
they
South
were there.
America.
That's
They
literally,
were.
isn't that Trump like to use the euphemism, but literally pissing in front of all of them? Like literally, the Chinese are there for a bilateral agreement. Trump goes in the next day and just takes Maduro. I mean, what's that all about?
Well,
I
it's
think they
bigger.
had a bad fortune cookie. It said that Maduro was going to take it out.
No. Look, it's big. It's bigger than yeah. Obviously, it's bigger than the oil or the drugs or whatever new excuse that they want to bring up as to why they went in on Venezuela. It is a matter of trying to stick it to BRICS, and obviously BRICS has had BRICS almost had Venezuela join them in January 2024, and they've done everything they could to sabotage and front run that relationship, and they're looking to cut this off. But I think we're just kind of in the midst of the shock and awe, which is exactly what the Trump administration wanted. You know, they tend to go for brinksmanship and strongman tactics, but I wouldn't be too. Trust me. I look when China goes and reclaims Taiwan and reunifies with the Strait of Taiwan. I do not.
This sounds
I'm
like
going to remind you of all of this.
this
I'm going
sounds
to
like
remind
cope.
you of how
This
weak you were
this
calling
sounds
us.
like cope, bro. I think you guys shouldn't even dare to try go close to Taiwan, or you're gonna get done. Trump will go in and get Xi, and you won't even know what's happened.
Oh no, that's
Yeah,
not
right.
that's not even in your wildest dreams.
Yeah,
But
right.
nice try.
Myron, what's your what? I mean, look, jokes aside, although I think there is a bit of credibility to the argument. What's your thoughts about the actual American military and how they were able to pull this off?
Yeah, I mean, I'm interested to see what Trump says later. I know he's supposed to have a press conference at 11 a.m. where he covers this. But I'm interested to see like, how they pull this off, what the intention was, because if the intention was just to grab Maduro, this is kind of a lot of fireworks to just do that. So I'm interested to see what the deal is here, and why. Because the other thing too, also to keep in mind is it worth it, like destroying all this infrastructure if you're gonna put Machado in, which is who you want, the female? Like, that's a little weird to me as well. So I got some questions here as to like what was the intention here? Why did they attack certain military strategic locations and oil areas? I don't know. It's like things don't add up to me.
For me, that's a smart move because you basically, I think Main mentioned this as well, but you're gonna have about a month of a situation where Mercado doesn't get in because they'll have to do new elections, and so it's basically a threat to say, look, this is what we can do. You need to stay under manners. Do the passing of the leadership over to Mercado, which is going to happen in a month. Don't try anything in this month. You've seen China can't protect you. No one's going to protect you. Be under manners. And so it kind of ensures that kind of transition into power where their guy or their girl in this situation gets the power and then they've got complete control. I actually think it's a very smart move.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I just look at it like, if you're gonna put in a friendly, why destroy infrastructure before she gets into power? You know what I mean? But but they did the same thing with Bashar al-Assad too. I mean, the Israelis completely destroyed Syria's air defense, their navy. They destroyed everything before Ahmed al-Shara was able to get real power, right? So
remember, Myron,
you
there's
can
not
do
going
it
to be a
from.
friendly straight away because it's going to be the deputy who's a chick who's going to be in charge for a month.
Yeah, man. So we're just getting news that, Maduro negotiated his exit from Venezuela with Trump. Apparently, the fireworks were just unnecessary. I guess they came in to grab Maduro. Now, as far as the, how stable the country is going to be, who's going to take over, we don't know any of that information yet. We do have the defense chief who allegedly was assassinated, pretty much assembling and saying that there will be mobilization with troops to defend Venezuela if there are further actions taken by the United States. Apparently, they are stationed at an airport, and there's cargo and shit flying in. So this might be a long-term operation, and it looks like Maduro just gave himself up. They knew where he was at. It was strange that he decided not to escape. I mean, I don't know.
Buenos días, pueblo heroico de Venezuela, soldados y soldadas de la patria, hijos e hijas de Bolívar. La Fuerza Armada Nacional Bolivariana informa al mundo entero que en la madrugada de hoy, 3 de enero, el pueblo venezolano ha sido objeto de la más criminal agresión militar por parte del gobierno de los Estados Unidos de Norteamérica. Hasta el momento, la barbarie de las fuerzas invasoras que han profanado nuestro suelo sagrado en las localidades de Fuerte Tiuna, Caracas, los estados Miranda, Aragua y La Guaira, llegando a impactar con sus misiles y cohetes disparados desde sus helicópteros de combate en urbanismos de población civil, para lo cual estamos ya levantando la información referente a heridos y muertos. Frente a este ataque ruin y cobarde que amenaza la paz y estabilidad de la región, elevamos la más contundente denuncia ante la comunidad internacional y todos los organismos multilaterales para que se condene al gobierno norteamericano por la flagrante violación norteamericana.
Yeah, so they've invaded Venezuela for strategic resources and minerals. Venezuela I don't know if there was any really resistance. I think they knew where the guy was at. They went exactly to where he was at, and they took him. Now he's going to spend his life in jail. I don't know why he made that decision. Very strange situation there going on. Nothing to do with the drugs or anything. The drugs are still coming. They still want your kids to do drugs and fentanyl because that's coming in from a different route, right? It has nothing to do with Venezuela. But they need that strategic advantage because they're starting to realize that if China were to pull the trigger on Taiwan, there's literally the U.S. can't really do shit at all. And actually, this might put some pressure on China to act now because Venezuela was supposed to be a hub for, the enemies. Like Russia and China used to come there and they'd have bilateral agreements. Now, as far as militarily, what they decided to do with it, I don't know. Different terrain, different group of people. This isn't invading Iran or, where you definitely will have resistance. Hopefully this is the end of it, but it looks like they took Maduro, and then there's the chick who's supposed to take over, Machado, who lost the election, who's more the West pretty much has her controlled and tamed. And so she's going to be pro-West, and they did a whole lot of bullshit propaganda saying that there's Iranian proxies and all this shit in Venezuela and that there's this connection there and they'll be able to stop that, it's all a bunch of baloney. The question is, what's going to happen in the aftermath? And they already got footage of this guy being arrested. Check this out. So they already captured homeboy. Could possibly be AI generated, but Trump's unconfirmed statement about capturing Maduro and his wife. Are you still believe he captured Maduro under Russian surveillance?
Esto es Caracol Noticias.
Most news collectors are showing support from those against the United States. Yeah, I think there's a lot of people ready to Yeah, man. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know where that resistance was, but he negotiated something, man. Like it had to be. He negotiated something, bruh. But yeah, that's all we got for today. We're gonna tap in and see what's up with Donald Trump tomorrow. He's gonna make an announcement on this bullshit.
For that reason, he was grabbed. We don't know the information.
Psychopathic Zionist.
Got any negotiation?
Dick sucker.
That's
They
just
went.
That's just made China look
Yes.
even weaker. Like they've even taken the women off you guys, Mr.
Well,
G. What's G doing? All these chicks are getting flipping kidnapped
well,
as well.
well, you know,